What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, is available now, and with it comes 36 playable characters, 32 in the base game, and 4 that you will unlock as part of the Infinity Trials. And I have a great love-hate relationship with this game. It's not without its issues, but ultimately, play on Ultimate Alliance. I really do enjoy the game, and it's so great to have such a great mix of characters from across the Marvel Universe to play with. In this video, we will talk about the 10 that I have decided are my favorite to play with, and this was actually a bit of a challenging list to put together because, honestly, I really only love playing with like 3 or 4 of them. The game is not as fleshed out, if you will, with the attacks compared to previous Ultimate Alliance games, but it is still fun, and I do love mashing me some buttons. So, who will make my top 10 list? Some of the characters that I did pick are characters that are available very late in the game. The 4 characters that you would unlock in Infinity Trials include Magneto. It includes Thanos, Elektra, and Loki. So it is possible that all 4 of those characters are on the list, but let's go ahead and get right to it. At number 10 on my top 10 list, we have Starlord, Legendary Outlaw. And as you can see, I have him in his alternate costume right here. This is his main costume. I'm a big Starlord fan in general and have been since well before the Chris Pratt Starlord days. And I think they definitely utilized him properly in this game. And I think his powers definitely translate very well. If we go into his abilities, Amped Up is definitely my favorite of the group. And Burn It Up is pretty good too. But Easy Breezy is definitely one that can kind of take mobs and push them all together. So I definitely thought Starlord was a really good addition. So here we have Starlord in action, and as you can see, I absolutely love his spinning move right here. It electrocutes character or different enemies and makes it a lot easier to get them kind of staggered a little bit. So it really works out. The tornado move also is really good for some crowd control. But I just basically spam his spin attack because I just feel like it really works well to actually hit a lot of people at once. Obviously, while I was leveling him, the character duplication glitch was still active. So it was definitely a lot easier having 4 Starlords out there earning XP for me. Obviously, he also flies, which is a nice little bonus. And when I was fighting Thanos to unlock his alternate costume, I had to use this move quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and build up his extreme attack here, which does build up fairly quickly because he hits so many people with this spin move. And like I said, it's nice to eat elemental energy, loser. It's nice to be able to just sit here and kind of do all these spin attacks. He is a little squishy, and I know there are some people that don't enjoy playing with him, but I actually did not hate taking him to level 100. He was my 5th character that I got there. So at number 10 is Starlord. At number 9, we have Storm. And as you can see, I have Storm at level 51, and she's a character I used quite a bit. When you unlock her in Wakanda, she becomes one of your more powerful characters if you are simply playing through the story. And her elemental powers are kind of a lot like Starlord's. As you can see, she's got the Whirlwind. As we actually go to her powers right here. So she's got the Whirlwind, Lightning Strike, Lightning Storm, and Ice Barrage. This Whirlwind is a great crowd control power as it basically brings in a lot of enemies all together. So I really thought she was a good character. Definitely a nice holdover until you unlock Magneto, who also has some similar style powers in that regard. So let's go ahead and check Storm out in action. So as you can see, Storm has some really great powers where she basically crowd control just about everybody. She's got a nice blowback ability right there. And then she can send out the tornadoes. So very, very, very good character to have to help you beat the story. I'm pretty sure I beat Thanos and Thane with her out. And she just does a great job of crowd control. And I think that's half the battle because, you know, as you can see, there are a lot of situations where you have a lot of enemies. And honestly, she probably could have been a little bit higher on my list if I really wanted to. But I think Magneto ends up passing her once you have him unlocked. And she's got her basic attacks here. I'm trying to build it up until we get her extreme attack. So obviously the electrical attacks are really good, and they kind of zap them all a little bit. I love that move right there. It's just definitely a character I did not expect that I would use nearly as much as I did, and I'm very glad that I did because she's very, very solid. And as everybody in the comments said, she looking thick. That's me being an old man trying to fit in with all you youngins. Alright, so we're about to get her extreme attack. That was a waste. Alright, so here we go.
The storm is unleashed.
This is the best part of Storm. When you get her extreme attack, you get it right there, and it just absolutely crushes everybody. And yeah, that is why Storm is number 9. At number 8, we have Nightcrawler. And I don't actually have Nightcrawler's costume unlocked quite yet, but I do enjoy playing him quite a bit. I focused a lot on characters I could get to a level 100, which is why he's only level 37, but I did unlock him during the story, and I used him quite a bit. So he's got Swashbuckler, Sword Dance, Bamf Strike, and Legendary Tail, all very Nightcrawler style powers that are very enjoyable. His bamfing around is definitely very useful, so let's check him out in action. So with Nightcrawler, he's got a lot of really great powers that are a lot of fun to use. Obviously, he is a swordsman, so look at these powers. Like, these are just some of his basic powers, where if he gets those combos in, he's blowing people back, which is huge. He's obviously got a lot of bamfing powers, and I love the spin move. So this one, you know, if you miss, obviously like I just did, doesn't really do a whole heck of a lot. But also just his bamf ability, like this, to be able to get out of, you know, trouble is huge. It's definitely a very useful character. I really like Nightcrawler in general, so it's really not that big of a surprise that he was a character that I enjoyed and liked focusing on. Shoutouts to my dude Valvor Paradox. I know, very, very big Nightcrawler fan. So now, as we build up his extreme meter, we're trying our best. Anyway, I am kind of going back and forth with this in particular Infinity battle, simply because it is level appropriate, where I'm not like struggling, you know, because no one wants to see a video of me struggling to play as the characters in my top 10 video. So I do enjoy these 200 battles quite thoroughly. Nice little slam move there. And get over here. Extreme. Look at that. So there are some extreme attacks that don't do anywhere near that much damage, but Nightcrawler covers a lot of space, and I think you're going to really enjoy playing with him. So at number 8 was Nightcrawler. At number 7, we have Loki, the brother of Thor, and obviously Thor is the name of my dog and the logo of my channel. So there's a lot of reasons why Loki is this high on my list, and most of them are just how awesome he is. But, you know, he's a special character. You have to work a little bit harder to get him. And honestly, I wasn't even expecting him to be a playable character in the game. He's got some really cool moves that we'll see in just a moment. And if we go into abilities, he's got Dark Magic, Frost Illusion, Mystic Vortex, and Deep Freeze. They're all really cool powers, and like I said, we're about to check them out. And he also flies, which flying characters, you really cannot undervalue how valuable that is. So let's see him in action right now. Alright, so here we have Loki, and as you can see, he's got some really cool ice powers, and he's also got some really cool manipulation powers where you see like multiple versions of him. He actually has a good pushback move on his heavy attack, so he does a really good job of pushing people back, which is really good because obviously, you know, you can get swarmed really easily. And like I said, the fact that he can fly is a very big bonus. There's a couple of areas where like the snipers are just the worst. Like, I don't think I have to like say anything about snipers in this game, but they are the bane of our existence, and especially in Wakanda, I mean, where they basically show up for the first time. Having a character that can fly can kind of get you through that spot, that alley where you have to like maneuver through all of the different explosions in Sniper Alley, if you will. So just being able to kind of fly right by them is really clutch. And I think at that point, when I unlocked him, that's kind of where I was, and when I switched him in. So he's not a character I actually end up using a ton, but I was with a party. I know Remy Lavelle was in my party a lot, and he was using him. And that's a good move right there, I like. So now we go to his extreme attack. Blammo. So it's not necessarily the best extreme, but I do feel like a lot of his other powers really make up for it. So that is why Loki is number 7. At number 6, we have the Hulk. Hulk Smash. And Hulk Smash is real good in this game. And, you know, I honestly probably could have him as high as number 5 on my list because he is very smashy and I quite enjoy it. His Thunderclap, as you can see I have maxed out, is just absolutely phenomenal. Gamma Slam is also really good. These are all really, really powerful powers, as you would expect the incredible freaking Hulk to have. I mean, that is what I love about superhero games, being a superhero and just absolutely destroying. You'll understand why he came in at 6 versus, you know, 5 through 1 in just a moment, but let's go ahead and check out just how much Hulk smashes. So here we have Hulk, and when I was originally making this list, Hulk was a little bit lower on the list because I just didn't really use him enough, if I'm being honest. And now that I've been using him a lot while trying to like get some video making this, I think he's gone up like 3 level slots. He's just absolutely everything Hulk should be in a video game. And he's got that charge attack. His heavy attack is one of the best heavies in the game. I mean, it just sends these guys flying. And if you can get on a map like this, where you're just sending them flying over the top, it's perfect. So he was a character that I kind of wish that I had used the level duplication glitch, where you can basically have multiple characters on multiple versions of the same character on the screen. But I'm actually in a way glad I didn't, because, you know, if I was going to use a character, like, he's a character that is just so good that I'm going to want to use him. So it really doesn't matter. I'll level him up to 100 either way. But yeah, he's just a freaking monster. And his clap move is just perfect. one thing that I did notice, his like the B move right here, where he kind of grabs somebody, like right there, he slams the ground with his fist. But if you're near somebody, he slams them into the ground. Thanos has a similar move, and we'll talk about that in a moment, which is obviously a bit of a spoiler. And let's do his extreme. But I wish he didn't grab anybody. I wish he just kind of slammed it. So there is pretty much the type of extreme move that you would expect. But yeah, Hulk is just absolutely a just monster. And the clap, there's jokes there. But the clap, man, yeah. The Hulk thunderclap. Pow. So yeah, there we go. The Hulk. He deserves. I might have talked him out of. I might have talked him out of number 6. I could honestly have him as high as number 3 on my list, and be completely satisfied with it, because he's that good. Plus he regenerates health, I believe. Yeah. So there you go, Hulk. At number 5, we have Magneto, and Magneto is another one of the characters that you unlock through Infinity Trials, and he is interesting. I actually had some frustration with him while I was leveling him up, but as it turns out, once you figure out how to use him, he's just an absolute monster, and all of these powers work out really well. But there's a few of them that you can just spam, and it pushes opponents away, and it's perfect. And I absolutely love his extreme attack. So I think you're really gonna like him once you get him leveled up a little bit and figure out how to use him. A little squishy, but we're gonna see that here. So let's check him out. So Magneto is very powerful. I love this pushback move he has right here, but more importantly, just his simple heavy attack might be the best heavy attack in the game. This is a character that you really want with you, because look at that. He's taking his heavy attack, and it is going to absolutely push people away. It sucks them in. And honestly, he could be number 1 on a lot of people's list as like literally the best character that you want in the game. But he's just a super great support player. Like, if I was playing with, a character I was struggling with, like, say, I don't know, like Falcon or Gamora or somebody like that I'm not as good with, this is a character I would have to have on my team. Now, granted, in this example that we're using right here, he's a level 100, going against a bunch of level, like 31 characters. But just all of his moves are fantastic. But more specifically, just his heavy attack. Like, look at how it just draws everybody away. And then to cap it off, he's got that move that pushes everybody away, this move that pushes everybody away, and then he has quite possibly the best extreme in the game right here, where it literally pulls everybody into a vortex and just destroys them. And if you hit all of your, extreme attacks at the same time, you are just going to absolutely wreck whoever you're fighting. But as it stands, like, he's just so good that I could just sit here in a corner and spam his heavy attack, and it's just going to keep pushing people away. And it doesn't matter what level you're playing on. Now, you have to get used to playing him. He's not easy, per se, to play. But, once you figure out the things that he does well, like, there are a few characters better. So, there you go, Magneto. At number 4, we have Thanos. And I don't quite have his alternate costume yet, but he is really cool. And I'm going to tell you why he's so high on this list when he very well could be a little bit lower. You get him and he's level 80. And it's pretty tough to unlock him. You have to, beat all the Black Order and a bunch of bosses, and it's pretty tough. So when you get him, typically he's your highest ranked character, and he is every bit as powerful as you would think he is. He does have some pretty cool powers, even though there's some of them that I don't love. Cosmic Charge is kind of cool. Incineration Beam is cool. Crushing Blow, I think, is one where he does like a chokehold and slams you down. We're going to go ahead and check him out right now, and I think I'll be able to... Alright, so Thanos has some really good powers. First of all, his heavy attack will push people back a little bit. And it also obviously is a heavy attack. Then we get into his ult powers, and this one is good. There's energy powers, I guess you would say. I use this one the most. The thing that I don't like is that one, it takes too long to set up. And then there's this one where he kind of like moves, like he teleports, but I don't know, I just don't feel like it does enough. But the one that drives me the most insane is this one. Alright, so if it was just a pound, it would be great. But again, he takes too long to set it up. If somebody is like a generic character, he'll like kind of grab them and then punch them. Whereas when he's off on his own, if he just punches, of course, if he just like were to smash the ground, it would be so much better. I would like it so much more. But this power is really all you have to spam. And I really end up liking that the most. It does, like, you also have to like position it right though, because if you're not looking the right direction, it can backfire on you. But Thanos is really powerful, as you'd expect. Gotta take care of this ice boss, because he can like really ruin your day. Yeah, see, I like it actually when he misses more, to be honest with you. Alright, so there you go. We're about to have his extreme attack. His extreme attack is really good. I actually do like that quite thoroughly. And here it comes. So that seems very fitting, and it does quite a bit of damage. But all in all, I just think, like, for as powerful as he is, he should be a little bit, like, his power attacks, his energy attacks, I should say, they just could do a little bit more. And I think they just take a little bit time to set up. But like when he does that, it's massive. He does huge damage. So I do like it. I just wish that instead of like grabbing a character, like he's doing right here, I wish he just smashed the ground, like did like a little ground smash, because that would really do more damage. So. But yeah, Thanos is great, honestly, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy when they unlock him, because he is going to be the most powerful character in your arsenal, for the most part. I mean, I guess I didn't do, I didn't spend as much time doing these trials as many people might. So, and anyway, Thanos, number 4. At number 3, we have Psylocke. And Psylocke is already one of my favorite characters in Marvel. Definitely my favorite X-Men character. She also has an X-Force style costume. I honestly, you unlock her during the X-Men level, and I enjoy her quite thoroughly. I think they did a really good job with her. And it's cool that she's kind of like a focus of the story. She's got some really great abilities: Psychic Knife, Psionic Shuriken, Psionic Blast, and Katana Slash. So let's see how she does in action. I just absolutely love Psylocke. It really just goes without saying. I think her moves, like this one right here, is one of my favorites, where she can kind of blow everybody back. What I love the most about her is her heavy attack. It's a slam attack. It knocks people back. So I use that quite a lot. Her moves are very fast as well. So just her basic attacks are really good. And I think that goes a long way, because at least when I played the game, it was really hard to get, like, you know, your energy back and to get health back, and you know, to be able to build up your energy is just huge. So obviously there's a lot of really great, you know, special powers that she has with her energy, and just being able to like smash people backwards is just great. And obviously there's personal taste that comes into things, you know, because, you know, ultimately these are characters that we just love in general. And, you know, I could sit here and tell you, you know, I know, you know, Leo, our favorite, Raccoonitic leader, loves Rocket Raccoon, and there are people that are probably going to play Rocket and Groot and say, "Oh, this is not my character. I don't really like it." But if you just love Rocket Raccoon as a character, I don't really think it matters what people say if it's a top 10 character or not. You're going to find your way to love that character, and they're probably going to be higher on a list like this than they would for anybody else that doesn't necessarily care about the character as much. One of my struggles is definitely I've gotten accustomed to using the A move for a lot of people, and the B move for energy attacks is the best one here. So here is her extreme right here, and it's just like a really great extreme with a long range. Which is another reason why I liked her a lot. So you get her at the X-Men level, and she ends up being a really high-ranking character for you at that point. I think you get her around the level 20, 21 area. So I did actually use her extensively, simply because I'm such a fan of the character. So at number 3, Psylocke. At number 2, we have Thor. And this should not really be much of a surprise. My logo on the channel is Thor. My dog's name is Thor. Thor is easily one of my favorite characters in all of comics. And, his alt costume is kind of weird. I would have loved to have seen him with, like, an armored costume. But what is not weird are his powers. Like, I love all of his powers. I especially love Hammer Hurl, where he just kind of throws it in a circle. I use that one the most. Thunder Strike is really good. Mjolnir's Might is okay. And Stormbringer I use, but these two right here are the ones I use the most. And he's just a really powerful character. He was my 3rd character that I got to level 100. And yeah, so let's go ahead and check him out here. So Thor is just a monster. Like I said, his hammer spin just absolutely demolishes people. It's a great area of attack. His heavy attack, he throws the hammer and it works out really well. And then he's got this charge attack, which is okay. But this one right here is decent. You can kind of aim it, but it's not perfect. But it does do a lot of damage. I can't say that I use this attack all that often. Mostly because it's weird to do the L1 and the L2 buttons all the time. And a lot of times I end up jumping up in the air and flying. That is another reason why I really like Thor, is because he can fly. And flying characters get you into some really good places. There's just a couple areas where it just helps to fly. His ult, or extreme attack, if you will, is also really good. So we're going to build up till we get that. One of the things that is a struggle sometimes is building up your energy. Once you do, though, you're in good shape. You gotta beat that guy, because that guy can, like, one-shot kill you no matter what level you are. It's got our extreme. I just do things that can help build it. So yeah, that hammer twirl. Love it. Alright, so here we go with their extreme attack. And booyah. It's basically exactly what you would expect it to be for Thor. And it's honestly, like, it's a great one. If you're able to merge that with someone like Magneto or Storm, somebody that has one of their ults or extreme attacks that, generates like a tornado effect and sucks everybody in the middle, you're going to get off some monster damage. So, at number 2 on my list, we have Thor. At number 1, we have Deadpool, and this should not be a surprise at all. Deadpool is, right there with Nova as my favorite character in all of comics. Thor is like a close, 2. I don't know, maybe they're 1A, 1B, 1C. I think that's the best way to say it, because I really love them all equally. But Deadpool, he plays so much like he did Marvel Heroes Omega. I just love him. He is the only character that actually has a costume that is not just a reskin. There is an alternate color of this that you can unlock. You have to unlock basically everything in the hardest Infinity Trial. But by getting the season pass, you get this color. And then he has his standard Deadpool color. So you know, this is just a great character. He's very strong. He has regeneration, which is very important. I honestly, Make It Rain reminds me of Foot Gouger's power from Marvel Heroes Omega, and I use it quite a bit. And I also use Eat Lead a lot. Katanarama and Slice and Dice are pretty cool, but honestly, for me, with him, I just spam Make It Rain, and it's pretty cool. So let's actually go ahead and spam some Make It Rain right now. Alright, so Deadpool is a lot of fun in this maneuver power ability where he kind of throws up the celebration, celebrate good times, come on. That is a really fun power. You just basically spam that non-stop. He's got some hack and slash. He fires in a little machine pistol with his basic attack, and then that is one of his others. His heavy attack, he basically slices through. Now, one thing that is a little bit challenging with him is he does seem to take damage a little bit more than some of the other characters, but he has health regeneration, which is pretty huge. But basically, I just love spamming this attack. It does leave him a little susceptible to being attacked. He also has... I gotta watch out for this mindless one. He's a jerk. He does have teleportation as well. And then there's Katanarama. Go. So you just gotta kind of have to be careful. One of the things that I think, as you see, Deadpool is kind of getting hit a little bit here. I think it's representative of the fact that this is a level 65 Infinity Trial, and 3 out of my characters are level 100, and they're still getting smacked up. There are some weird difficulty things like that you're going to run into. But overall, I don't know. It is what it is. I really do like this game. I do complain about it a lot, though, because it's just weird. One thing that I don't love about Deadpool, though, is his extreme attack. So with his extreme attack, you have to be facing attack to go, because once you set it off, you cannot adjust it. I can't tell you how many times I've shot that thing into a wall and done 0 damage whatsoever. So it is what it is. But Deadpool's my favorite, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that he was my most powerful character through most of the story. You know, most of the story, I actually had him way above level, and it helped me kind of get through it all. And that is mostly because you get him unlocked early with his chef suit just for getting the season pass in a pre-order. So, you know, that was something that was big for me personally. Having him, my favorite character that's in the game, at an early and high level, definitely made me want to use him the most. And I'm trying not to die. Oh, like that? See, that beam right there will basically, like, kill you. But like I said, he's a level 65, and Deadpool's a level 100. There's no reason why you should die. And I think it's very important. I didn't want to die in my my Deadpool showcase, but I think it's really important to show that, because I don't really think that should ever be possible in a superhero game. You know, one of the things I love about being in a superhero game is being very superhero-y, and some of these characters sometimes just don't make me feel that way. And I don't know, maybe it's just this one ancient one, or mindless one, I should say, that really does this, but I don't know, I digress. So, anyway, those are my top 10 favorite characters in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. The game is out now on Nintendo Switch, and I leave you with one more extreme attack. Haha, we'll see ya.